Hi, welcome back to the Dylan Rounds case. Welcome if you're here in the live premiere. I appreciate it. Today we're going to be continuing the discussion about the mystery of the chop shop, as there are some key comments to check through from a witness that has been there searching about, looking for Dylan, as well as searching about the chop shop. There have been changes with time geographically. Okay, and many people may not be aware of it, so it's important today we take a look at map analysis of 2019 satellite imagery and 2022 satellite imagery. Some of you viewers will know I reacted a little oddly when it came to trying to relocate it the last time. I was like, I'm sure it's moved. That's because it has, and we're going to see a witness report from one of the searchers out there shortly in today's video, okay? And also we need to address the serious accusation here and there by a certain somebody known as Salty3Pancak3s using an alternative account, okay? It's important we document the things along the way as well as defend myself. It's a normal, natural thing to do, right? So we're going to get into it all today. We're going to look back at comments as well from the previous video. If you haven't already, make sure to check that previous video out. I'll provide a link down below in the pinned comment section so you can watch it, as well as some additional links if you wish to visit them, okay? The order, what we'll do it in is by checking the comments of the previous video first to answer any questions, see if there's any key points of interest, any key information regarding the Dylan Rounds case, or maybe some other external stuff, okay? And then we'll get into the chop shop witness report of that, and then finish off with the accusations and Pancak's current behaviour, okay? As we do go along today, make sure to share your thoughts, opinions, and reactions in the chat. I'd say relatively good behaviour considering the themes, the topics and talking points. A level of healthy resistance has been put in place by certain viewers that are regularly here. So when we do have disruptive times, moments of chaos, it's more expected and handled with better, okay? It's all in place. It's all under control, right? So the only other thing to highlight at this moment in time, there's a possibility that Pancakes is having another mini meltdown due to misunderstanding. I guess he doesn't really approve or is satisfied with my video coverage on the current cases and stuff going on. It's just simply documenting it, providing different points of views, so there's balance, which others couldn't do in the past. That's why it's important. But due to misunderstandings, Pancakes calling me out again, saying this and saying that, we'll get more into it later, okay? I know some people would have seen it already, but others may have not, but we'll get to that. So make sure to stick around today. And as well, the other key thing to, I guess, acknowledge and highlight is there's going to be an exclusive interview, maybe much later on in this video. Yeah, much later on after the pancake stuff. Or maybe we can do it beforehand. We'll just see what flows better. But I know some people are really intrigued by that update, that interview. It's coming today. It gets a little bit heated, a little bit of tension, a little bit of playfulness, okay? So let's get back to the comments of the last video and see where we are with the Dylan Rounds case and as well Pancakes. Here we are on the comments, arrange it to the newest, start from the bottom. Linda Cushing, this is going to be good. So Cushing is left, right and centre. Shout out to Linda. Badger Life. Looks like we've got a bit of a rhyme or a bit of a song here. I can't remember how that intense beat goes. Unfortunately, this is like a wish.com type lyrics thing because we don't have the hook in the background. Oh my God, where's Brookie? Brookie, can you hire someone like from Fiverr to do a hook and a beat, please? Yeah. No? Okay. American Honey, can you step on in as a replacement? Yes, no? Oh well. So it's like, bum, bum, tick, tick, boom. He's bringing the noise. His self-destructive toys hid him behind a desk, making a YouTube mess. But I'm salty dressed in a bright yellow vest. Silence is golden. Okay. I mean, could I have freestyled? Probably not. Okay, I can't freestyle, but maybe once or twice I could rap at some point. But we're not getting into that right now. So, do we need to analyse this comment on a serious note? Not really. Self-destructive toys. That seems quite the opposite of the toys Bella V would have in her possession. But then again, self-destructive, applying it on one's nose and it going red afterwards. Maybe there is a link and a crossover there. Hidden behind a desk. You just see his head stuck out of the desk. A little potato above the table. Hello, Mr. Potato. Yeah, something like that. But I'm salty dressed in a vest. A vest? I don't think I've seen him in a vest, though. I think he was in like a suit and tie recently. I don't know why. Was he trying to dress to appear more intelligent than he is? I don't know. I mean, sometimes I do a good job of that myself. I'm joking. Let's just check the comments out. Probably shouldn't let... Oh, yeah. Bezoit. Okay, so he's got a link there to some kind of dodgy video. Not quite sure what that is. Saying, your feelings don't matter in hell. So one thing that makes me think something is this account. First of all, Bezoit is basically Salty3Pancak3s alt account, if you weren't aware. Some people might be thinking, how do you know? Well, basically, he admitted it in the past, in recent time as well. Salty3Pancak3s, before his channel, main one, was taken down. He was like showing out, if he signs out and logs into a different account, he's got a total of 3 different accounts. Salty3Pancak3s, Bezoit, and I think something called Jake the Snake. So basically those. And obviously, some of the people that watch Pancakes videos day in, day out would know that, right? So I just wanted to tell you that. As for the other people who weren't aware, if you ever see this account appear called Bezoit, it's basically Salty3Pancak3s, okay? Just so people aren't confused. Because as you know, left, right and centre, either people have alt accounts or are constantly changing their usernames. Someone like Christy B is having a migraine 24/7 trying to comprehend who is who at times, right? There's been moments where I've said to someone, oh, welcome. And they're like, huh? I never left. And then I'm like, well, how would I know? You've got a completely different name all of a sudden. I don't know who's who, right? Just a quick check on here. A few uploads. One of the videos is a replay video, I guess, from indoor arena football of Jim Terry. And I believe that's the video where Jim Terry slips on the floor. Pancakes seems to have a bit of a fixation about that, Jim Terry slipping. What else do we have? Not much else. I think that's in Latin. Trying to go a bit fancy there. Joined 3rd of January 2015. Okay. So just wanted to let you know what that was all about, and we will return back to this alternative account of Pancakes later on in this video, as said, right? Most likely the reason why this account is active at this moment in time is simply because Pancakes' other main channels have obviously been taken down. So what else can he do? In addition, one thing to highlight if you weren't aware, it's Stony. You know her, Stony. She said that her account has been taken down as well. Now, the way it was worded, it didn't seem like it was linked with Pancakes. It was more possibly linked with some Bella V drama, right? So there seems to be a lot of explosiveness going on at the moment. But let me just say one thing right now. Although that type of stuff isn't directly associated with Dylan Rounds at all times, it's still worth including at times just to spread awareness of what's currently going on, as a fair few people that are present because it originated from the Dylan Rounds case community there and expanded externally. As well, it's important to defend yourself at times and to document things just as potential evidence, you never know. And as well, one thing which probably not many humans acknowledge, by including this drama, if you want to call it, and incorporating it within the case videos at times and only at times, it enables more focus, more concentration, more than ever. And you might be wondering how? Having to deal and balance with chaos, disruption, which originally was the main issue within the Dylan Rounds case, and then handling the Dylan Rounds case as well, which is a serious note. Well, now they've separated, the atoms have been split. They're not literally stuck together anymore, they've been pulled apart. And I'm in the middle with a middle finger, oops, wrong way, and basically balancing them on one side to another, right? So it is doable. And I have extensive background history when it comes to balancing out a serious case mystery with all the drama that comes along with it, the extra baggage, okay? Maybe more baggage than Bellevue has suitcases in the wardrobe, but that's not the point, okay? And as well, the other thing to acknowledge, which no one else will acknowledge, this situation and scenario is like a competitive food eating challenge. You're eating a giant burger, let's say. You're putting all that meat in your mouth. I know out of context that could be interpreted as a dodgy way, but it is what it is. You're putting all that food in your mouth and, you know, you can get tired. It can get too much, overwhelming. It can get very repetitive and boring. You lose focus, you lose the drive. Now, someone like Wes Stump never loses the drive because he's on it 24/7, man. Don't know what pills he's taking, but it doesn't really matter anyway. But ocean blue pills, my God, Poseidon. Anyway, so get distracted at times, you know? But what I'm trying to say is competitive food eating challenge, you've seen them. They've got big portions. It's very repetitive. It gets hard. So that's why they end up bringing in a side piece, maybe some sauce, maybe a fizzy drink, maybe some bacon, some chips, fries to counteract the other food. Maybe bring in a sweet dessert to counter the savoury flavour, right? It changes it up. It transforms things. It breaks down the repetitiveness, right? So then you kind of rejuvenated, revitalised, and then you can keep on going and fighting on with that food challenge. It's just like that with the Dylan Rounds case or any case as a whole, right? You cover the case over and over again, saying the same stuff, trying to be consistent and frequent, as well as mentioning other things in between and questioning and theorising. It can get a little bit repetitive, right? You start slowing down. You might actually lose a bit of accuracy. But then you bring in some other random external stuff to focus on. It requires more focus and concentration, but it breaks the cycle. And because it breaks the cycle, it enables more focus and just like a fresh page when it comes to returning back to Dylan Rounds. So I think it's very effective and impactful. And as well, arguably, you could say a few more people do come on in to watch. Maybe it's for other reasons, right? But there's more people present. And if there's more people present, then the original point of covering the Dylan Rounds case and spreading awareness there, more people hear about it, of course. It's as simple as that. So with that all in mind, let's return back to the comments of that Dylan Rounds video. One additional thing I wanted to point out regarding that Bezoint account and comment saying your feelings don't matter in hell. The reference hell. It wasn't that long ago we had some random account jumping on in the chat who had a profile picture of a priest. I don't know if they were from Germany or some fake account, KAMPF or something. And I'm just thinking, is there a possibility with that person talking about hell, the demon, they're going to come and get you, you're going to get dragged down into that place? Is there any association with Bezoit Salty Pancakes? Some kind of demonic thing going on? You never know. You never know. But just as a heads up, when I was young, I did come face to face with the devil, right? So I we've got a little bit of experience there. Let's move on. Grizzly, shout out to Grizzly. I believe they're a new viewer on the channel. I know there was another person called Drizzly Sue or something. Something like that. Grizzly saying, facts are bulletproof, Salty. The facts that took you down. Good live warlike ref. At least they enjoyed the video, so that's good. We've got Clee as well. Shout out to Cleo. We've got Sun. Interesting. We've got a Dylan Rounds related comment here. Response to the backhoes. There are 2 backhoes. Ask Ty Corbin when Kurt moved his backhoe, and has Kurt taken it home? Just speculating. It's possible a backhoe dug down 14 feet and buried him. I suspect somewhere that water could run, disguising the ground and odour, like under the pivot. Okay. Well, I don't know if it's you, Son. I think it's more Weezer's comment. We're going to get into a discussion video at some point regarding a pivot in general. Don't worry. Map analysis, discussion time, focus. Make sure to be on the lookout for it. Also, as a heads up, tomorrow and maybe the day after, I won't upload a video because I won't have time, because it being full on Easter and everything. All the Easter eggs rolling down the hills and trying to chase me. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah. And I think I said Happy Easter too early from today or something, and it's like Saturday or Sunday, but oh well, looks like I avoided the rock before Jesus did, but you know, it's just one of those things, built different. So about the backhoe, Kurt Wadsworth's backhoe, I would assume it's not moved, because when we looked at the latest satellite map imagery, I believe of 2023, the backhoe is still there at the Grainshed property, right? And then regarding when it was originally moved from Dylan's farm to the Grainshed property, well, let's just put it roughly in perspective. Around June the 2nd, 2022, Brenner Spring cleaning. Few days after that, I believe, that's when Heavy D came on down to do that flyby, roughly in that time period, and took like video recordings flying over the area, as well as Dylan's farm. And Dylan's farm included the backhoe, which was present there. So it would have been after that. After that, that's when the backhoe would have been moved from there to the Grainshed property. And I can't like come out with the response on the spot right now, but if you do look back at one of my previous videos, more so to do with the specific analysis video of the backhoe to begin with at the Grainshed property, I included a piece of audio from Glorin Dellen's video visit to the Grainshed property, in which some bald-headed guy with a blue top on explained why it was moved. Okay, I don't think they gave an exact date, but it was basically saying the property owner of the Grainshed property ordered for Kurt Wadsworth's backhoe to be brought on over to the Grainshed property as work needed to be done. That's like how it was roughly worded. Okay. So yeah, I don't think Kurt's taking it home because of the flat tire as well. Just trying to understand, where's the other backhoe, right? Does anyone else know where the other backhoe is? The backhoe supposedly with blood on it. Or is it still a rumour, right? Can it be reinforced anywhere, right? We'll do a poll right now. Yes, Christy, we're doing a poll right now. The poll can be, where do you think is the other backhoe? Not the one at the Grainshed property right now, but the supposed other one, which is not present. Has it been taken in by the police? Is it in possession of someone like Kurt Wadsworth? Or like another reason? List down below if you choose that option. Make sure to vote right now. If you know, vote. If you're guessing, feel free to vote as well based off what you think and believe. Okay? Just get some discussions going there to either tie up loose ends, reinforce points, or debunk it, whatever. It's like worth doing, end of the day. What else do we have? We have Catarina Carlos. Oh, Catarina Carlos. Fucking Carlos. Is this Stony?
Is Tony's Carlos from the pizzeria place? Fucking hell, it looks like the door's not thick enough to shove in your mouth. What a shame. So what does Katarina say? Katarina says, you talk too much about last videos and nonsense. Get on with it. Give us the new information first. That's what we want to hear. Well, firstly, I do some dedicated videos at times to breaking news stuff. So it is there on my channel if you actually bother looking for it. Secondly, the videos in recent time, because they're in a live video premiere format, it needs to suit that order and that structure. There's a method behind it and it works effectively. Well, you got to take in mind, not everyone will be joining at the beginning, right? People will be out of sync, and it's trying to get that balance of the length of the video so people have enough time to talk in the chat and discuss stuff, which has been very, very effective over time. Katarina, just for your information. And as well, with the balance of the length, as well as the order of doing it so people can join on in at the right time and at the right place, people aren't left behind as much. So it's under control. If we ever have to do a very, 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 very important or a very, very short video, it will be done, right? And it has been done previous. So, you know, maybe Katarina saying, give it us right now, right now. Don't worry, Katarina, I will take that in mind very shortly. We've got Sage Valley. That's good of them. Shout out to Sage. Appreciate it. We've got Glenn. I'm still trying to figure out why anybody would put so much interest in any one man's opinion. You referring to pancakes there. Okay. Ronald Cully, Tello, censor this. Tello, YouTube is censoring me again. YouTube, we aren't able to add your reply. Please try again. Oh. Well, I can see these comments on screen. I also went to the held for review section. I didn't see any comments there, so I guess it's YouTube once again being a little bit dodgy. They tend to target some people at times, right? There was actually a phase where Weedlebee's comments kept being censored, but that ended up stopping at one point. I don't know if it's YouTube monitoring certain accounts for dodgy behaviour at a point in time. I don't know. But I think it eventually irons out with time, so it should be okay. So I believe that's it for the comments. Yeah.
I feel it's time we lock on, as with the video title, this sub-mystery within the Dylan Rounds case, the Chop Shop, which is also known as a Scrapyard, where you'll get abandoned cars, junk, metal, like that, within the desert of Lucin, Utah, okay? It makes me think of those abandoned cars, what Weezer was supposedly talking about up Grouse Creek, up that way, which is north of the grain shed over there. But less about that, more about the Chop Shop, okay? Also, what I want to do very quickly, Katarina saying, come on, bring it to us right now, give it us on the spot. Okay then, here's the whip. Yeah? You want it first hand? Come on, Katarina. Yeah. Straight to the point, just like how you wanted it. There we go. Where's Daddy? Oh my God, where's Daddy at? Your fool probably gonna get some milk. Don't know when I'm gonna be coming back. Anyway, let's just put that all aside. The order what we're gonna do this in, hopefully you're present right now and focused. If you have suddenly joined, welcome. If you want to rewind to the beginning, make sure to do so. Or if you want to watch live right now, do that too and catch up later. The order, how we're going to follow is, first of all, I'm going to share with you the witness report by an individual who was out there that noticed it, the change of the Chop Shop, okay? And then we'll follow on with actual satellite imagery before and after 2019 and 2023, okay?
So here we are. The comment originated from one of my community tab posts, which is interesting, by Ricky Hansen. Now, Ricky Hansen has commented a few times now on my videos back then, And maybe some of his first comments were about the chop shop to begin with. I remember his past comments talking about when he went there, walking by it, it looked kind of dodgy, a bit mysterious. They went closer to it, found out that it was abandoned, but still it was a little bit eerie, a little bit sketchy considering. And I can understand that, even in the UK, when you get these scrapyards just randomly showing on up, they can be a bit dodgy and the people present can be hostile. So you think in the middle of a desert, where it's even more abandoned and secluded, people who are present could be even more protective. You never know. Well, in this case, with it being abandoned, I guess the ultimate question is, when was it last used, right? The chop shop. When was it last used, inhabited? And as well, did Chase Venstre, Robert Aviles ever go down to the place? If it's a scrapyard, a junkyard, where there's all kinds of rubbish, trash, but also the odd bit of treasure, did someone like Chase Aviles go down to steal anything? Or taking items to that place to sell or to hoard? Is there any possibilities or links around that? As for Dylan Rounds, how does it concern him? Well, there was the idea, the talk about could Dylan have been taken down to the chop shop, somehow concealed there, whether it be in the ground or locked up in the boot of a car, right? That talk around that. And if it's abandoned and no one going to it, could someone be concealed there? That's what the talk was in the past. Ricky giving his point of view from what he saw when present. There was supposedly fencing as well. I can't remember if there were cameras or not, but likely if there was, I don't think anyone would be monitoring them. But let's just see the latest response by Ricky. Ricky says, I went out to Lucin yesterday, Sunday. The chop shop's been moved. Check the Box Elder Parcels or GIS. The chop shop is about 1 mile east of the site on Google Earth. You've seen it yourself. And don't worry, we're going to do a visual side-by-side comparison later so you can notice the difference. It's all under control. Ricky's got some additional comments as well. Here we go. Ricky says, also, about 0.85 off a mile south of Dylan's farm, just on the other side of Little Pigeon Road, is a small gravel pit. Some dirt looked recently disturbed with payloader tracks and a pile of dirt and rocks by it. There's a payloader on Dylan's farm, still coordinates provided there. We probably will take a look at that in another video, okay? I just want to focus on one thing at a time. But I definitely need to remember these coordinates, okay? Because this could open up a new idea, a new area. You've got to take in mind, with this imagery, satellite imagery, what we have now, 2019, 2022, and 2023, it's more relevant now. It might reveal more than what we anticipated. Okay. Ricky also says, it's 11.5 miles from Lucin to the highway to Montello on Tacoma Road, and that way from Lucin to Montello is about 19 miles. Any question? Wait, what's that? It's 11.5 miles from Lucin to the highway to Montello on Tacoma Road, and that way from Lucin to Montello is about 19 miles. I don't quite follow. Ricky says, another thing, my son was with me, so I took him to the bra shed. Just about 50 foot or so from the bra shed, it looks white. It's just a big piece of tin sheet for a roof. Okay. So it's good how there's these other individuals going out there, whether it be directly looking for Dylan or just taking in the landscape and documenting it. Any changes with time, right? I think at this point in the case, if you look for track marks, it might not seem as suspicious, with Brenner obviously being in Weber County Jail, Chase Venstre unrelated but being locked up too, so kind of reduces that dodginess. You think about the early days when these guys were walking, 3 men, when they had time for one or many to clean up, let's say, then those track marks back then, before search and rescue got there, let's say, would have been more relevant and important. But these days, it's trying to associate what is what. What's by search and rescue police, and then what's by normal visitors, hikers, and then farmers and their equipment, right? So it's a little bit tricky, bit entangled, right? But it's just good that Ricky has confirmed himself. Ricky also said when he was out there recently with his son, when they got back to the car, it took them about maybe 30 minutes or so to be able to get into the car because the dog ended up locking it from the inside somehow. So there was also that. Yeah. But the bit there saying when Sunday, so Sunday just gone, okay? Checkbox order parcels, chop shop has been moved. It's interesting though, isn't it? It's abandoned, yet it's been moved with time. So it must be very recent as it's abandoned. That's what I'd say. And then that bit there, and I'll just read it once again just so other people can research into it if they want. If this is a very important point, then I will do a dedicated shorter video about it, don't worry. But I just want to read it out to you once again so you yourself know about it. Okay. Ricky says about 0.85 off a mile south of Dylan's farm, just on the other side of Little Pigeon Road, is a small gravel pit. Some dirt looked recently disturbed, with payloader tracks and a pile of dirt and rocks by it. There's a payloader on Dylan's farm still. And then provides the coordinates. There's a chance that those coordinates will lead to that gravel area, but it may not show the payloader literally in the satellite imagery because that satellite imagery isn't of today. It's of probably months ago. You get what I'm saying? But it puts into perspective that there still is activity going on in the area, I guess. And if the tracks look similar to a piece of equipment which is at Dylan's farm, then, you know, is there a link there? And why are people going to these gravel pits? Is there a deeper reason behind it, or is it just getting on with normal work, or to do with other people's parcels of land, filling them in? I don't know. But let me know your thoughts down below. We can look into this deeper if you want in a separate video, and we can check the coordinates out. It's probably more appropriate for a shorter video, this type of stuff. Just got to remember to do it. Probably can even get a screenshot right now on the spot. There we go. Right. Just click that off for now. So what we'll do now is go on to the imagery, satellite stuff, and show you the chop shop before and after. You ready? Right, so here's the first shot of the satellite imagery. If it's blurry, don't worry, we can go on the actual maps in a second, but I just wanted to do like a side-by-side slide of it. So to put in perspective, the red circle highlights where the chop shop is, okay? What we're looking at right now is 2019 Google Earth satellite imagery, right? We have seen it a couple of times, this. You look up there, obviously it's blurry, but you get the idea. It looks like a road, it comes down to here, and then there's a faint dirt path which goes in and out and eventually leads to this place, the chop shop. The interesting thing is, if you followed the road back up that way, you end up joining the road which goes to Dylan Round's farm, right? So for such a secluded area on the map here, it's interesting how it's like direct access up to Dylan's farm. So was there any visits down there, or did anyone visit Dylan's farm in between with maybe a flow of traffic over time? Does anyone agree? Let me know your thoughts. So that's 2019. We move on to 2023 imagery. You notice the red circle has moved more to the right-hand side of the screen. That is the chop shop. I know it's blurry, but you would have seen it yourself up close in my recent videos, so don't worry.
That's a chop shop spread out as well. So it's been moved. It's interesting, right? Why has it been moved? And just to be clearer, there you go. Side-by-side comparison. You got that dirt road that comes down to this point, just like how you do here. Same exact thing. 2019 map imagery, down here, left-hand side. 2023 has been moved further to the right over this way, about 1 mile east, as you see there. So why is that? And also, just so you can take it in mind as like a scale, you see that like mound, little mini hill in between? That is that, okay? So you can kind of like align it with one another and understand that it's clearly moved the chop shop itself. Now, the chop shop had 1 or 2 white RV trailers, mobile, that can be moved, right? There's a couple of vehicles there which might be in use at the time, right? They can be moved. But what about the containers? What about the junk cars, the actual scrap cars which are no longer in use? How were they moved? What was used to move them? And what was the point and purpose of it? Because surely it would have took a bit of time and effort to move all that junk and heavy equipment and stuff all the way more to 1 mile east. Does anyone know why it was moved? Were they forced to? Personal choice? Trying to get away from something? I mean, they've not moved too far away, so why move at all? You're in the middle of the desert. They don't appear to be on a lake or anything, so there's no flooding risk there from the looks of it. So I just don't understand why it had to be moved. Like, if anyone knows why, make sure to leave an explanation down below in the comment section. And if you just have your own ideas and theories, list them down below in the comment section too. Because it's just odd, right? From 2019 to 2023. Now, I looked at 2022 satellite imagery, and the 2022 was in that same spot here, as you see in the 2023. So, you want to roughly word it and try and pin it down. From 2019 to 2022, it moved. But what year did it move? 2020, 2021, early 2022? Not quite sure, but it happened. So, for it to move, there must have been people present. How many? I don't know. Who were they? I don't know. But they moved it. And then what? It suddenly became abandoned afterwards. Sounds like a waste of time to me. Will it ever be occupied in the future? Not quite sure. Will anyone go down there, search it, document it, record it? I'm not quite sure. Ty Corbin, if you're present right now, have you been down there? Would you visit it again? Would you record, document it? Or is it too risky? Let me know your thoughts. Anyone else in the chat, feel free to spread the message regarding that. Is it worth anyone going down there to explore? Maybe Lance Kelly will go down there sometime, maybe in a year's time. But yeah, no harm in bringing these points up. It at least rules out an area, ticks something off the list. No harm in checking about if you're allowed to, in case Dylan is down there. I mean, with the road linking gone from Dylan's farm and crossing over down to this spot down here where the chop shop is, and let's say Brenna went down to Dylan's farm on the day the 28th, 2022 of May, right? Searching about or looking for a vehicle, might have thought, oh, well, the chop shop is down that way. I wonder if I should take Dylan down there. Because you've got to take in mind that with Brenna living in the area for a bit of time, he's familiar with the area. He'll probably know more things than Dylan does about the environment and what's present and where to go and the best spots to hide stuff, right? And of course, when you have someone that is known for burying items and bits and bobs with time, they've got experience with that type of stuff. So when it comes to disposing of a human, more serious matter, they kind of know what to do and how to act about it. Hence why Dylan has not been found at this moment in time, right? So let's just briefly go on the Google Earth maps just to describe it clearly in motion. Here we are on Google Earth itself. As you can see, we've got the grain shed property here. We've got sun tunnels here. Turning right, heading east down there will be Dylan's farm. We'll simulate that right now. Boom. There's Dylan's farm. As for the road I was talking about, which leads to the chop shop, we just rotate it like this. Okay. Come back this way. Just before you get to Dylan's farm down there, it's this road that cuts over this one. And I don't know if it will load in quick enough, but if we follow it all the way down, we'll be led to the chop shop. Okay. It winds in and out, as you can see, comes to a bit of a dead end here. At one point in the past, there appears to be a truck parked up by the side. Don't know who it was. I'm not sure if it was actually driving down to the chop shop. Maybe this was caught on camera, a truck heading down to the chop shop at the time. The 2022 map imagery does not depict this. So obviously it was an object that was once there or actually moving at the time. There's a turnaround point as well, so there is a bit of traffic. There's a lot of marks here which go off. So must receive a fair bit of traffic right at that time. Very faint dirt road, as you see. And then it gets to this point here, the chop shop. You can see the trucks, you can see the trailers there, white RV trailers, right? Fair bit of junk. Appears to be like a digger as well, which has an arm on, picking up a car in the moment, right? All of this, what you see on screen was all moved. Some of it may be taken away for good, but the rest moved on more east, about 1 mile, right? We zoom on out. That what we saw, that mound nearby to it, roughly in this area here, about there, is basically where the chop shop now is. Zoom on out if possible. Original chop shop down here, as you see on screen. Location of the chop shop now, if I can zoom out, you little twat. There. You see how it's moved, but it's not moved extensively. It's not moved into a different state, a different border. No, not even a different town. It's just moved a little bit, and that's what's just odd, right? And then for it to be abandoned afterwards, what was the whole point, the purpose? Was it a business? Did they run out of money? Was it to do with age, moving on? I'm not quite sure. From how it's been worded by people, locals, you will get these abandoned buildings, these trailers and these sheds scattered about, just abandoned, left, right and centre. Okay, whatever reason there is behind it. But for a chop shop like this, a scrap yard, with it being a scrap yard, right? With it being a desert area, secluded, quiet, with it being an area where people might pass through into Montello, where there seems to be crime of burglaries, robberies, stealing items, burying stuff. A place like this could, and I'm only saying could, appear as a gold mine to some. So for any of the locals that have been to the chop shop, right, did you get an atmosphere about the place? Do you know any history about the chop shop in Lucin, Utah? Because Candice Cooley, Justin Rounds have never mentioned it, right? I know some people could argue and say, well, probably for good reason, because this chop shop has no relevance to Dylan Rounds, though it's a place of interest, right? Just like Brenner's burnt down trailer in Montello, Nevada. Nothing was found there, was it? The police couldn't find anything when investigating it, but still, it was investigated and ticked off the list. Just like the dirt mound, supposedly in Lucin, right? Dylan wasn't there, but it was still checked and then ruled out. So why not do the same for the chop shop? Because there is a couple of
places of interest within Lucin, which do stand out when you look at the maps long enough, and it's just trying to understand, have they been truly searched? Yes or no, maybe they should be searched, and if they have been searched to an extent, do they need double checking? Just like how Ty Corbin has said about some spots. Okay? A bit about Pigeon Road, those coordinates. I don't think I can do it on the spot, to be honest, just because the roads aren't marked on here, unfortunately. But what I will do is next time I might try and use the Scribble maps or maybe Bing maps. I think Scribble maps might be more effective because it has all the roads marked and named, right? Looking for Pigeon Road. Okay. So we'll definitely focus on that next time. So if you have any additional information regarding all that stuff, list it down below in the comment section. And now, before we move on to the next key talking point about pancakes and the odd serious accusation, etc., etc., I think what we need to do is just calm things down a little bit, because I don't know what the chat is like right now. Maybe the chat is a little bit chaotic. Maybe Kathy Waters has popped on in here and there and started squawking like a parrot. I can't do a parrot impression. I apologise, but let's move on. So I think before we get into that dodgy stuff, little whip, blessings from Tyler, left, right and centre. Blessings, super chats, whatever. There you go. My boy. Of course, as I said by the title of this video and what I said earlier on and in the previous video, there is an exclusive interview to share with you. A special guest returning. I wonder who could that be? I think I need to rearrange my sentences there. I wonder who it could be. That sounds better. You can guess if you want, but don't worry, I won't leave you guessing too long. The exclusive interview begins right here, right now. Let's roll the clip. Okay, so hopefully you're ready for another exclusive interview. I've infiltrated a greenhouse in which the kitty cat was supposedly last seen at. So we're going to breach the doorway, but don't worry, we're not going to be breaching it in that way, because as you see just above me, you see that little crack? That's basically the result of me opening the door in the past, in which the door came with me as I walked away. Yes, this is the same door I broke in the past. So of course I've got to be very careful because I can be a bit heavy-handed at times. So you see the entrance there. We're going to simply creep on in and see if the cat is at home. Okay, let's begin. Oh, I think you can just about see him. I think it's time to breach in. Hello, kitty. Are you... Oh my god, the door's stiff. Look at me. Hello, kitty. I see you. Don't worry. I come in peace. Let me shut this door on me so there is no interruptions. Kitty cat. So it looks like the cat is okay. The cat does feel very warm. So if you have just joined right now, welcome. I'm currently stroking a kitty cat. The cat has a very soft texture. Very hairy, furry. It's a furry cat. Seems a little bit tired. So, kitty cat, do you want to answer any questions? You know, what sort of care products have you been using recently? Have you been using any shampoo? Seems to be avoiding eye contact at the moment, which is a shame. So how's your tail, you know? Okay, going to sleep. How rude, oh my god. Okay, what happens if I activate my inner kitty cat? Will that help it? Let me just recalibrate my voice, my throat's not in. Here we go. Hello, my name is Warlight Raph. How are you doing today? Do you feel secure? Are you very sleepy? Are you very tired? What do you want, kitty cat? Do you need your nails painting? I don't quite offer that service, but I'm sure somewhere. Oh, his tail's getting a little bit excited. Calm down, kitty cat. Ooh, that's my boy. So the cat is quite clean, okay? This kitty has been keeping care of itself, okay? Obviously, you gotta be careful when you stroke a cat, because if you stroke it the wrong way or in the wrong area, it might get a bit too playful. And having a playful kitty cat can be good, but also you don't want to get scratched, of course. And they said it's a tuxedo cat. Oh, here we go. The kitty is licking. Kitty clit, not clit, kitty lick. God, I gotta be careful with my wording. A bit of a tongue twister at times. So unfortunately, I don't have any liquid to offer it. What a shame. But what I do have, let me just get it. Hey kitty cat, you want to play with a Rubik's Cube? You want to solve the puzzle? The deepest mystery in this world? Yeah? Are you able to solve it? I'll just place it there, okay? You can use your paws to rearrange it. Let me know how fast you can do it. No? You're not gonna do it? Oh, I see, man. Yeah. Power of matter over mind, man. Yeah. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to use your telepathic memory to be able to solve it without even having to move it with your own paws. That is beyond amazing, kitty cat. I've never seen anything like that before, man. I'm sure it'll be solved in a matter of seconds. That's good. That's good to know. Now, obviously cats like playing with little items, so gonna play with this, kitty cat. Don't get too feisty. Ooh, he's purring. Come on, you little naughty cat, you little naughty kitty cat. It's only a brush. Go on. Kitty cat, you're not supposed to be kissing it. You're supposed to be, ooh, naughty kitty cat. Ooh. Okay, calm down. I think we're getting a bit too excited here. Don't worry, kitty cat. I've got you covered. There you go. You can play with your paw. No, don't bite on it. It's just a brush. Oh, she's taking direct action. She's got a nice, or he's got a nice firm grip of that with the paws and the claws. Yeah, you do that, cat. You go, girl. Or you go, my boy. I don't know what gender you are. What is your gender? No, joining us today is a black cat. Who are you? What is the meaning of this? Wow, she's got good reactions. Yes, go on. Come on, kitty cat. You can do it. Now, this is a good training demonstration. So all the kitty cats in the chat right now, okay, these are the type of training programs and exercises you can do to train and stretch your own claws and paws. Because, of course, when dealing with little rats and mice in the chat, it can be often difficult, right, to deal and manage with them. But if you've got like a little mouse here, like a little mouse, the cat can act on it and claw it. Yeah? Yeah, kitty cat, you want to claw it? You want to claw my back as well? Yeah, come on. Oh my god. Such a sassy cat. I wonder, you know, kitty cat, have you ever heard of Gorilla Jack? He goes something like this. Hello, this is Gorilla Jack. Yes. I see a kitty cat playing in front of me. You want to play a little game? You want to come to Uganda? No? You want to go to sleep? I don't think this kitty cat is interested in Gorilla Jack, which is a little bit disappointing, but you know, it is what it is. So have you ever heard of Johnny Yarborough? He's got an odd cat laying about. You know, he's got a cat himself. Okay, so it looks like, oh, gripping it nice, like nice firm grip. Kitty cat, do you like my claw? My claw is a lot bigger than yours. I know. I'm sorry. Don't be so jealous. It'll be fine. Don't worry. So I think, as you can tell by now, this cat has said absolutely nothing to me. And at this moment in time, I'm literally talking to myself at this point. So, very, very successful. Now, I don't really have much else to offer besides a glove. And I don't know if the cat wants a glove. Do you want a glove? No? Okay. Now, shout out to this cat for being somewhat tamed, because obviously the brush, it could irritate or cause. I'm gonna go to sleep now, kitty cat. Meow. Okay. Meow. You want it? I'll put it there so you can play with it. Okay. So final question of today, kitty cat, and then you can go to sleep and you can relax in the warmth. Okay. Look right at me if you have seen and heard of my channel, Warlike Ref. Look directly at me if you've seen Warlike Ref's channel. Okay. And purr, or make like a little noise if you like my channel, if you have seen it and think it's good. Let me know. No? Right, see, this is the thing, you know, oh my god, you know, you're becoming a little bit chaotic. Yeah? My name is Wally Karen. I don't like your tone of voice with me. You're giving me the silent treatment, and that's the worst possible combination. Oh my god, I can't believe you're doing this to me. You know, American honey? Where are you, American honey? I cannot believe this is really happening. God, golly gosh. This thing, whenever I've asked the kitty cat about my channel, it blanks me. It turns its head, it goes to sleep, and it's in disgust. How disappointing. Final thing, what do you think about Joy Perry? Okay, give me a groan if you like Joy Perry. No. Open your eyes if you are a big fan and think Joy Perry is an inspiration and a gift to this world. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, kitty cat, I will let you go to sleep now and you can relax. Bye, kitty cat. Thank you for the interview. Right, so we put that aside, and now it's the moment to focus in on what Pancakes has had to say most recently, using his alternative account called Bezoit, okay? And also, Bezoit did upload a video onto his channel most recent, like maybe 20 minutes ago as of making this video. It's a dodgy one, best way of putting it, okay? But it seems to be directed at Jim Terry again. So by Pancakes constantly pushing it, it's going to lead to the inevitable, right, of someone striking Pancakes again. And it's like, you're causing more damage to your channel with time. Keep doing this, you know. Maybe once or twice you might respond, but when you start losing out on this and losing out on that, is it really worth it? And I wonder what the viewers think. Well, the viewers seem to be quite supportive, and Pancakes viewers are quite positive and hopeful that Pancakes will remain and never go away, and there's always hope. There is always hope wherever, whenever, right? That's their mentality, okay? It is where it is. But, you know, let's just put that aside and we focus on to what's on screen right now. A screenshot from Bezoit's previous video before that. And I just said spooky because of the pumpkin thing. I couldn't find the pumpkin at the time, but Miss Canada ended up finding the pumpkin eventually. It must have been how you type it in terms of the emoji keypad. I mean, I typed in fucking pumpkin, didn't come up. I typed in Halloween, didn't come up, so I don't know what I was doing wrong, but I had to copy and paste it elsewhere. And, you know, it's a neutral comment, just saying spooky. the atmosphere. Ooh, yeah. And Pancakes responded and said, "You, Warlike Wrath, will soon be exposed for the trafficker you are. Your time is coming too." My time is coming too. Hold on, Pancakes. The last time a person said I have too much time on my hands, next thing you know, I've got 2 clocks, not Glocks, strapped to my hand. You know? What am I supposed to do? Too many clocks? Too many tickings going on? Ticking in the brain? I don't know. But, you know, you lock yourself in a room with lots of clocks, you're not going to be able to relax, are you? How did we get into this whole thing about clocks? Clocks and glocks create socks. Anyway. I mean, something like that, what you read, accusations, false allegations, slander, although reading it can seem so ridiculous and hard to believe, and it's almost like a complete joke, you still take it to a serious extent, right? These labels and accusations, if aimed in the right directions, can obviously negatively impact a person's life. Kind of like at times when the Me Too movement has gone the wrong way and ended up accusing a guy of doing inappropriate stuff when the person didn't, and then their life is ruined. That's just one example. There's many more out there, such as this one here. But from the looks of it, other people have received this labelling, etc. But it still needs to be documented because it is slander, false allegations, and it is quite a serious matter. And obviously, the way YouTube is with their guidelines and TOS, something like this is going against the terms of service, right? So, naughty boy, Pancakes. But I do feel at this moment in time, it's to a smaller degree, right? I think Pancakes is just misunderstanding the recent stuff and lashing out again in the wrong direction and, yeah, just having a mini meltdown because this is not the first time. He's done it before, right? I think on top of maybe things that are going on in real life, but also mainly on YouTube, it's getting to him. He may be acting out in an irrational way. Psychologically, maybe not as balanced as what he once was at some point. I mean, just as an observation, anyone in the chat right now, whether it be a person that watches and supports Pancakes or the complete opposite, did any of you notice a change in Salty Pancakes from the moment he appeared within the Dylan Rounds case and started uploading videos and talking? Compared that to how he is in recent time. Did he change, or was he always the same way? What was the trigger point? What was the catalyst? Was there any outside external forces and influences, any means of brainwashing, anything to do with past behaviour, past criminal history, whatever? Is there any links, ties to get an understanding of what went wrong and where it went wrong with Pancakes in his behaviour and attitude? Can anyone provide a psychological explanation and, you know, a run through of it in brief? Let me know down below. Let's just check the comment section out here. We got Miss Canada, where's your maple leaf? You left it behind. Oh, shame. How's it go? Oh, Canada, Miss Canada, wearing the glasses, not as wonky as Stoney's or Bellavy's. So, Miss Canada, you're doing a good job. Keep the glasses on. I wouldn't be surprised if Miss Canada has it all under control. I bet those glasses never fall off because she's probably using Gorilla Glue to keep them stuck on. Anyway, let's just see a comment. Miss Canada says, what a poor excuse for a human being. That's being aimed at Pancakes. I bet his is real proud that his daddy sits on YouTube 24/7 berating people and that his stepmom does the exact thing on Twitter all day. Poor kid. Okay. So there's that comment. Badger Life. Wow, he really did go off his meds. I personally don't know if Pancakes is on or was on any medication. I don't know regarding that. If anyone knows, then I don't know. Mention it. Where's Stump? Too much salt is bad for your health. Could be. Joseph. It's just full moon crazy rats. Just stand still and it will fly away. Lol, hope everybody's doing well. Weezer saying, he said he is going to dox me. He has been talking about me for months. Duh. People already know where I work, where I live, and my name, my husband's name, where my husband works, etc. He is off of his rocker. Okay. Anything else here? Ty Corbin says, if he comes back to Montello or Wells, he will definitely face the music. Doesn't sound too good. I personally don't think Salty Pancakes will return back to Montello, especially the way the direction and the way the Dylan Rounds case is going. Unless for some reason during the summertime when the searchers are back on with Candice Cooley, the family, and volunteers, if Pancakes tries slipping on in. But I think the other thing what you got to acknowledge, and although it might not be the main reason, it could play a part, because the reward money has been withdrawn by the family, and I assume Heavy D never putting it in the first place or withdrawing it himself. There is no reward money anymore for finding Dylan Rounds because the family are supposedly very confident that they can find Dylan themselves, right? So someone like Pancakes maybe does less of a reason to be going out there, right? I mean, it's kind of like it's like a theory, an idea. If Pancakes was in a situation where he hasn't got a channel or his main one's gone down, as well as like the monetization, etc., what other ways or means are they? Oh, well, if the reward money was still in place to do with Dylan, maybe I could go out there and make the most of that and try and claim it. But obviously, that opportunity is no longer valid. Now, my question is, and we can do a poll right now. It might be a bit late, but we might as well try anyway. Do you think that if Dylan Rounds isn't found this summer, do you think that the reward money will be put back up? Yes or no? Let me know your thoughts. The other thing I want to acknowledge and highlight is, if you think about it, the reward money at the start, in the beginning, the reward money was you would receive it if the remains of Dylan were found, and it also led to a successful conviction. It was like a two-part thing. Both had to be fully successful. Now, Brenner has not been convicted yet, true, but he has been charged. So I don't know if that has played a factor as well in which the reward money was withdrawn, because Brenner is officially charged now. So that's one part of justice complete. Though the remains are still out there and the conviction is pending. So to be honest, that reward money shouldn't have been withdrawn. But maybe because all that time, no one coming forth with actual information or intel, what was the point of that reward money being there, right? It could have built up and up and up. Would anyone have said anything? Probably not. Probably not. Now, if it's truly just Brenner and Brenner alone, I don't even think Brenner would reveal the location, because he would probably know he's not going to get that reward money, because one, he's the main guy charged as well as in Weber County Jail, so he's not going to be receiving money, and the family are not going to give the reward money. Just a very quick question though. In other missing person cases, right? If reward money is offered in terms of finding a missing person, and let's say the suspect ends up revealing the location, do they get the reward money? Or does it not quite work like that? I can imagine it works on the conditions that the suspect wasn't known at the time and then oddly gave away the location, which then led to finding the missing person, even though that person that reported it in was the one responsible for that person going missing in the first place, but they received the money, and then maybe down the line with evidence and all of that, it pointed to that suspect and then the money was taken off from them. I guess so. Just a bit of an odd situation I wanted to highlight briefly. Okay. Any more comments here? Joseph, I'm so sorry you're dealing with those dumbasses. It's a good thing being honest and transparent. There's a lot of security in it. What's this one? Weezer Lol, that's awesome. I am Louisa, that him and Kaylee talk about a lot. I've been the main topic of both of them, even made their headlines. Ooh. Most people that know me personally call me Weezer. I'm also the DL Ranch that he has talked about. I used to try to keep my real info quiet and off of YouTube, but anyone that watches him regularly knows who Weezer is. Maybe that little bit of info will help you make sense of some of the things I say in chat about him. He is upset that I wouldn't go on his show and defend myself, so when he says he's going to dox me, I think it's a little funny. I've been the headline for both him and Kaylee for months. I mean, with your experience of Pancakes reacting in a negative way because you won't appear on his show, to a small degree, that's obviously happened with me, but not with Pancakes, but the other individual out there. And, you know, whether it be because they can't have what they want, they can't have the content, they aren't able to penetrate through the lines of another channel, they can't take over. Maybe that's where the sexual frustration kicks in, right? That might be why Pancakes wanted to talk about my hair. Maybe because he's lacking it, I don't know. Or maybe because he prefers the colour black and he doesn't have that shade. But don't worry, I've got about 50 shades within me. Don't think Bella V's ready though. Anyway, just put that aside for now. So, Louisa. It sounds like Italian, to be honest, but there we go. I'll probably still call Weezer because it's just easier to remember, right? It's just when other people start changing the usernames and it's like, God, who the hell's that? I've completely forgotten, right? But yeah, seen as the main talk about it. And look, this thing with Weezer herself, she's had bits and bobs of information with time, the odd things to share regarding Dylan or past experience or, you know, anything in between, which may not be directly linked with Dylan's disappearance, but possibilities at least. And it's been good to be able to hear from what she's got to say and share. And it's been done in a natural way. Well, sure, you get these interviews. Some people are good at them, other people aren't. And some people, well, no, just the simple concept of interviews can be quite full-on interrogation style process, and maybe people don't respond well to that. So if it's done in a casual, laid-back setting, you'll eventually get an answer. And in a way, that's what we've done with time. And, you know, slowly other people have started reaching out with what they know and stuff, and it's been contained, controlled, and broken down, dissected without getting too cluttered or confusing. Even the Chase Venstra situation on the 25th, right? Up to a point where I'm somewhat satisfied with what roughly went on now. Many bits of info which I've never heard of before, right? Which has come about in recent time because of Weezer's comments, because of what Tom Evans has shared as well from what he knows, right? So it has come together, started maybe stitching some bits and bobs, and just making sense of the overall case of Dylan Rounds and the little small cases within and sub-mysteries. And I would say still, to this day, the Chop Shop sub-mystery remains a mystery. If anyone does have extra information regarding it, feel free to share it if you want to and if you can, right? So that's it for there. Do we have anything else? I don't think so. Did I miss any comments? Oh, sorry about that. We do actually. Christy B, talking about himself. Ooh, okay. Polish girl in Vegas saying Salty Pancakes got terminated but can't stay away from YouTube or rule breaking. It's because Pancakes has got alternative accounts as well, so unless every account is taken down, then maybe you can't do anything at that point. And then we got Guidance. I think Guidance, if I'm correct in saying, is Miss T from Jim Terry's channel. So it's good of Guidance to pop on in. She did say that she has watched the videos over time, so that's good. I mean, with time, when people do reveal themselves, etc., it's interesting to find out that some of these were watching in the early days, which is good. They may have been taking notes and understanding the case of Dylan as well. the, alternative theories and ideas. Just see what she says. Guidance saying, I have another SS of threats to me in another live I was in too. Ty Corbin saying he's going to face the music soon, I'm sure. Like, this is the thing. Some stuff may be getting out of hand, get to a point where you may have not much to lose. As for the YouTube aspect, and then something silly happens with some people. As said, messy situation, probably will get messier, if that's a word. Could get worse for some people. We will see what happens next, and time will tell, of course.
Though I feel for now it's time to come to a head of this video, or come to an end. I think coming to an head probably sounds a bit odd saying it like that, whatever. But yeah, hopefully you found this video somewhat interesting, of interest, you learned something new. Let me know your thoughts and reactions about the chop shop relocating, what's the whole point behind it. And yeah, as said, next video comes, probably won't be tomorrow, may not be the day after, just see if things are busy, and continue with the Dylan Brown's case and coverage. Might have to do a short video here and there if there's like a very specific point to focus on, see where I am with the remainder of videos, because it's kind of crazy, some weeks ago now, got to that point where it's like, right, I think we're reaching a conclusion within the case, or we're reaching a checkpoint, and then next thing you know, here we are now, right? Still talking about relevant stuff, important observations, noticing changing to the environment, and items of interest in between, okay? So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, but for now, goodbye and good night.